guys, happy Halloween! Yes, I am officially Batgirl. Yes. Yeah, so I told you I would do this one in costume. So here I am. I'm just gonna go to class like this and hope for the best. Actually, my math teacher was like, yeah, you can come in dressed up, I don't care. I was like, yes. So, yeah, tonight we're having little kids come into our dorms and we get to give them candy. So I have our candy over here, so, I'm really excited. And we decorated our doors. Monster Inc. was the theme, so I was just like, yes. I love those movies. They're so cute. But, okay, before I get to the scary stories, last night I watched 3 scary movies in a row. Don't ask me why. I just did it. For the heck of it. I mean, it was almost Halloween, might as well. I watched Saw, which, let me say, that movie was intense. I had such a big adrenaline rush after that movie. I was like, dear God. I watched Drag Me to Hell, which actually isn't as bad as it sounds. Like, when I was, really little when it first came out, so it, freaked me the heck out. I was like, no, I'll never watch that movie. I'll hate it. Well, I wound up watching it, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was good. I love the ending. I don't want to give anything away, but the title kind of gives it all away. But, whatever. You guys go enjoy that movie. Last movie I watched, Dead Silence. I'm cringing a little bit. That movie is so freaky. I didn't think it would scare me, but I legit had nightmares last night about puppets coming to kill me. And that old lady. Don't even get me started on the old lady. I think she freaked me out more than the actual puppets. And they had a clown puppet. That is saying something. Gosh, the clown puppet freaked me out a lot. So, yeah, I'm a little bit, I was really jittery last night, and my friends actually scared me. So we have, this prayer chapel on campus, and I really wanted to go, even though it was, almost midnight. I was like, I'm going. That scared me too much. So I was gonna go, and then, so I actually found, horror music on Spotify, movie themes. And I actually like the movie theme for The Exorcist and, well, a lot of the creepy movies. And even Dead Silence it had a pretty good score. But, music score, not, yeah, you know what I mean. And so I was like, okay, cool. So I found it, and I was very happy and excited about it, so I was listening to that music, and I was deep in thought, and I was really freaking out because it was really dark out, and all I was thinking about was that old lady popping up and killing me. But then I was like, okay, don't scream, don't scream, don't scream. If she does, don't scream. And so, yeah, that's the whole thing. If you don't know what Dead Silence is about, it's about this lady who loved puppets so much, and she got murdered, had her tongue ripped out and everything. She was a ventriloquist. And she got her tongue ripped out by these townsfolk. And so then they buried her with all of her dolls. But, her last request was that she be turned into a doll. So, it's really freaky. And so now she, kills all of her victims by, ripping their tongue out and then, cutting their mouth so they look like a puppet. It's so gross and creepy. And, there's a little poem that goes along. I don't remember the poem. I'm glad I forgot. I was going to write it down and then recite it. I'm like, no, but that would scare me. Her name was Mary Shaw or something. Or Anne Shaw. I don't even remember her name. That's how freaky it was. I'm really good at remembering, scary names. But. Anyways. So, yeah, that was my... Oh, okay, I didn't finish my... So, I was, imagining her, popping out. And my friend and her boyfriend were, sitting outside on rocks. We have, a little garden outside our dorm, and, it has rocks and stuff that you can sit on. And he was, sitting on it, and they were sitting on it, talking. And I come out, and so, like, I'm, like, listening to, like, The Exorcist music, and I'm, like, walking really fast, and he has, like, light-up shoes, so, like, it was really, really, like, obvious that he was there, but, like, it didn't really fully register to me that it was a person sitting there, and so I literally jumped so high, and I screamed, and then I just, like, started cussing my mouth. And they were just sitting there laughing, and I was like, I'm sorry, guys, I'm really jittery. I usually don't get jittery after watching scary movies, but for some weird reason, Dead Silence really scared me. And, like, people watch it and like, oh, it's not that scary. I'm like, you are such a hypocrite. That is freaking scary. Dear God, puppets in general just scare me. Sorry, I got off track, but I just wanted to tell you that I did that. I don't consider Saw a scary movie, though. It's more of a thriller. And Drag Me to Hell really wasn't that scary. I mean, the ending was pretty sad. I actually started to cry a little bit. I was like, oh, tear. But yeah, I'm not going to ruin the ending of that. Just go watch it. It's good. Okay, to the stories. And since today is my last day, I probably will keep reading scary stories, but it won't be as exciting because it's around Halloween. So, since it's the last day, I decided to read 3 of them, and they're really awesome. I actually like these. They're actually kind of scary. But okay, so they're all from the thoughtcatalog.com, and they're by the article was by Chrissy Stockton. Okay. I can't read my own handwriting. I have terrible handwriting. The first story is called What's in the Basement. Mommy told me never to go to the basement, but I wanted to see what was making that noise. It kind of sounded like a puppy, and I wanted to see the puppy, so I opened the basement door and tiptoed down a bit. I didn't see a puppy, and then Mommy yanked me out of the basement and yelled at me. Mommy had never yelled at me before, and it made me sad, and I cried. Then Mommy told me to never go into the basement again, and she gave me a cookie. That made me feel better, so I didn't ask her why the boy in the basement was making noises like a puppy, or why he had no hands or feet. Sorry for laughing, but this one I was like, wow. It sounded like a puppy. Wow. Anyways, okay, on with the next one is called 10. A man leaves his house every morning to walk to work and passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning the patients are out in the yard and he can hear them saying in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day he gets curious and looks through a hole in the fence. Suddenly a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye. Fuck, he says to himself. While walking away, pissed off, he can hear the patient saying, 11, 11, 11. I shouldn't laugh, but that one made me laugh too, kind of. I was like, good job. I applaud. The last one actually is very scary. It's almost like about being invaded. It's called Yes. When I was a child, my family moved to a big old 2-story house with big empty rooms and creaking floorboards. Both my parents worked, so I was often alone. When I came home from school one early evening... Oh, sorry. End of sentence. Wow. I'm bad today. One early evening when I came home, the house was still dark. I called out, Mom, and heard her sing-song voice say yes from upstairs. I called out to her again, and she climbed the stairs to see which room she was in, and again got the same yes reply. We were decorating at the time, and I didn't know my way around the maze of rooms. Blah. But she was in one of the far ones, right down the hall. I felt uneasy, but I figured that was only natural, so I rushed forward to see my mum, knowing that their presence would calm my fears, as a mother's presence always does. Just as I reached the door to let myself into the room, I heard the front door downstairs open, and my mother called, Sweetie, are you home? In a cheery voice. I jumped back, startled, and ran down the stairs to meet her. But as I glanced back from the top of the stairs, the door to the room slowly opened a crack. For a brief moment, I saw something strange in there, and I don't know what it was, but it was staring at me. Good Lord. I always hate these. Because it, like, makes you scared to be in your own house. Like, dear Lord. Like, I live, well, where I used, well, I don't live there. Okay. This is hard to explain. But I'm living in the dorms. But, like, my house that I was living in. Okay, that. Whatever, you guys know what I mean. That house. It's really old and makes a lot of weird noises at night. So I understand the big house being really creepy. And I'm not home alone, but my dad works outside a lot. Like on his cars and his motorcycles. And like just yard work in general. And so he works outside a lot. So I'm like always in the house by myself. Because my brother's at college. And now that I'm at college, I'm like, I'm glad I don't have to sit in that lonely house. Alone. Where someone died. Yeah, my mom actually died in the house, so it kind of makes it scarier. Kind of. But, like, the weird thing is, like, I slept in her bedroom for, like, the first month after she passed. I slept in her bed, and that's where she died, so, like, it's kind of weird, but it kind of isn't. Like, people were like, oh, that's you just trying to get reconciliation and comfort and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know what that was, but, you know, whatever. And then finally I moved back into my room, and I don't know. It's creepy upstairs. Let's just say that, because the attic is, like, right above my room. So it's like, it's just kind of weird and creepy. And I've never been in the attic, and I don't want to ever go in the attic. At least we don't have a basement. Like, that's the huge debate. Like, which is scarier? The attic or the basement? Because ghosts are in both. I feel like the basement is scarier because, like, you feel like you're trapped underground, kind of. You feel like you're being buried alive. But at least the attic, you're high up. But it's really hot in the attic usually, so. Who knows? In the comments below, tell me which you think is scarier, the basement or the attic, and your reason why. Because I think they're both scary, but, you know, whatever. I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye.